If you have looked through shampoo reviews in the past couple of years, I would venture to guess with almost 100% certainty that you have seen at least one negative review claiming that that shampoo causes hair loss. And I would also venture to guess that at least one person watching this video has decided to not purchase a shampoo based on a review like that. And for that, I can't blame you. Because if your options are to stick with the shampoo that you're already using or test out another shampoo that made somebody else's hair fall out, you're probably going to want to stick with the shampoo that you're already using. No one wants to buy a product that has a risk of increasing hair loss, obviously. And while there are definitely some interesting people on the internet, to say the least, it doesn't really make sense that somebody would post a fake review claiming that a shampoo made their hair fall out, because what would they have to gain from that? And even if it was true that it was a fake review, why would there be so many of them under basically every single shampoo? Like, it's not adding up. So that brings us to where we are today. In a hair care industry with a lot of scary online reviews with claims of hair loss, and as a result, a lot of consumers who are hesitant to purchase anything new for fear of their hair falling out. There's just one issue with that. Shampoo doesn't make your hair fall out. And if you're wondering how that could possibly be true when we have so many reviews like this, and when there have been massive lawsuits brought against companies like DevaCurl and Wen for complaints of hair loss, again, I have a theory. And in today's video, I'm going to talk all about it. Okay, for those of you that are new here, it's important that you not only know that I spend an insane amount of my own free time digging through hair care research, but I am also currently studying to get my Trichology certification. Trichology is essentially the study of diseases and problems relating to both the hair and scalp, and a large part of that study is focused on hair loss. Prior to starting my Trichology studies, I just knew that something felt off about these hair loss reviews. I had read through countless peer-reviewed journals, papers, and studies on both hair and scalp care, and not one of those ever mentioned that shampoo could possibly be a cause of hair loss. It just didn't make sense for me that a shampoo could trigger that, unless of course the shampoo was causing severe irritation. If you have serious irritation and inflammation on your scalp as a result of using a new shampoo, definitely discontinue using it. That is a valid reason to have concerns about hair loss, but that's unrelated to what I'm talking about in this video. In this video, I'm talking about the countless reviews I've seen online that have no mention of irritation whatsoever, but just basically say that the reviewer of that shampoo suddenly noticed that their hair was starting to fall out after switching to that shampoo. That just wasn't adding up for me. But I didn't feel comfortable saying that online because I didn't feel that I had enough expertise on the topic of hair loss to say that with 100% confidence. However, after finishing the portion of my Trichology course that is focused on hair loss, I can now say with 100% confidence that standard shampoos are not formulated with ingredients that will make your hair fall out of your head. That's just not how hair loss works. There are truly so many causes of hair loss, and so many of those causes are things that people are completely unaware of. Some of the more common causes of hair loss include genetics, hormonal imbalances, vitamin or mineral deficiencies, starting or stopping a new medication, including common medications like birth control and Accutane, illness or infection, surgery, cessation of pregnancy, weight loss, and stress. And in looking at this list of causes, you may be wondering, why doesn't she have sulfates listed there, or washing your hair every day, because those things are supposed to make your hair fall out, right? Wrong. Regardless of how often you are using that shampoo, every day, once a week, the ingredients used in shampoo, formulated in the amount used in shampoo, do not make your hair fall out. The cycle of hair growth and subsequent hair loss or shedding is a very complex process that happens internally as a result of things like hormones and signaling proteins. And a standard shampoo is not going to interfere with that complex internal process. But aside from the fact that there are so many causes, what makes hair loss even more confusing and even more complicated is the fact that it won't start until 2 to 3 months after the event that triggered it. So for example, if you stop taking birth control, you're not going to start seeing hair loss 5 days later. If you are somebody that's going to experience hair loss from stopping that medication, that is, because it's not the same for everybody. But let's just say that you are somebody that experiences hair loss as a result result of stopping birth control medication. It's going to take 2 to 3 months for that loss to even begin to become apparent. That makes pinpointing the cause of hair loss very, very difficult. It's complicated. And that is precisely why so many people incorrectly assume that their shampoo is what's causing their hair loss. So my main guess as to why we've seen such a huge increase in reviews like this under basically every shampoo that exists now is because of a widespread illness that impacted both the physical and mental health of countless people called, you guessed it, COVID. COVID causes something called telogen effluvium, which is basically a form of temporary yet self-correcting hair loss. And while a lot of us already know that, not everybody is aware of that fact, but even for those that are aware of it, not everybody knows that there's a delayed cause and effect response that goes along with it. So just like I was talking about with stopping birth control medication, you're not going to suddenly see your hair start falling out 5 days after you have COVID. You may be wondering how that could possibly explain the lawsuits brought against Curl and Wen, because that happened far before COVID did. And I have a theory for that as well. Both of these brands were heavily promoted by proponents of the curly girl method because these brands carried products called cleansing conditioners, otherwise known as co-washes. And if you're not familiar with co-washing, it's basically the practice of using a conditioner to wash your hair. Hence, wash. The issue with that is that you're not actually washing your hair when you do it. You're conditioning it. So in my opinion, these products from both DevaCurl and Wen should never have been labeled as cleansers or shampoos because they're not either of those things. And because the products that caused these allegations have been since discontinued, it's hard for me to verify this for sure, but I did find this on Walmart's website. And in looking at the ingredients list, I can confirm that there are no surfactants in this formula that can effectively cleanse your hair. If you would like to know more on that topic and all the different categories of surfactants and kind of how to look at ingredients like that on an ingredients list, understand what they do, I'm going to list a video below where I break all of that down, which also includes an explanation as to why I do not think sulfates deserve the hate that they get. But that is a story for another time or another video. So the fact that these cleansing conditioners didn't contain any effective cleansing agents meant that anyone who was using them in place of shampoo was not effectively cleansing their scalp. And when you're not effectively cleansing your scalp, you are not removing the bacteria, sweat, sebum, dirt, product, and environmental buildup on both your hair and scalp. That's a big problem. Removing all of those things from your scalp is absolutely essential to maintaining a healthy scalp. And not removing those things may not cause issues for somebody at first, but over time it can lead to irritation, redness, itching, swelling, and flakiness. And over an extended period of time, that can promote serious inflammation, scalp conditions like seborrheic dermatitis and dandruff, and eventually hair loss. I seriously cannot emphasize the importance of cleaning your scalp enough, especially as someone who once fell victim to the idea that it's bad to wash your hair more than once a week. No, it's not, I promise, not when the health of your scalp is at stake. So that means that anyone who is using these cleansing conditioners from DevaCurl and Wen was not only not using actual shampoo, but also repeatedly smearing creamy conditioner on top of, again, bacteria, sweat, sebum, dirt, product, and environmental buildup. And I don't know about y'all, but those things causing hair loss makes way more sense to me than something that gets rid of those things causing it. I wish I was studying all of this when those Wen and DevaCurl trials were going on, because I would have been like, Your Honor, I volunteer as tribute. So those are my theories for the mysterious cases of hair loss accusations against Wen, DevaCurl, and now every shampoo on the internet since COVID. I really hope that you'll find this helpful as you not only continue to test out new shampoos in the future, but also continue to read shampoo reviews online. I hope it puts your mind at ease. And I am dying to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Have you noticed an uptick in reviews like this over the past couple of years? Have you avoided purchasing a product because of a review like this? Did you ever try the OG Wen or DevaCurl cleansing conditioners? Let's all chat about this in the comments below. Let me know if you agree with my theories, if that sounds right to you, or if you have other thoughts that you would like to share. I'll be reading through the comments and responding to as many as I am able to, but if you did enjoy the video and would like to see more from me like this, you know the drill. Please don't forget to give this a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, click on that notification bell, and send my channel to a friend. Thank you so much for your support in doing those things. It really does help to support my channel, so I appreciate you so much for doing that. I forgot what I say. Oh yeah, make sure to stay tuned for my next video because that will be up in a few days, but until then, I hope you have a great few days.